So now we're going to talk about group 3 verbs. Group 3 verbs are really quite strange because they have two roots. It says here they have two spoken roots. They're also written differently. They're spelled differently because they sound different. Now please understand that these verbs are actually a tiny, tiny group out of the overall group of French verbs, but they include some of the most significant ones. In this case, vouloir, to want, pouvoir, to be able, and devoir, to owe or should. Now here's how this works. These verbs have two roots. The first one is generally the stem up to voir, voul, pouv, and de, or rather vous, pou, and de. The second one then is something different. In the case of vouloir, it's veut, V-E-U. In the case of pouvoir, it's peut, P-E-U. In the case of devoir, doit, D-O-I. Or you could write it D-W-A phonetically, however you so choose. The other thing about these is that in the plural forms, just like the group 2 verbs, you add a consonant in the middle, a consonant sound. In the case of vouloir, l. In the case of pouvoir, of v. And same for devoir, of v. What this means then is the following. If we think first about vouloir, je veux, tu veux, il veut. Then, in the plural, nous voulons. So we go here to the vous with the L sound, voulons. Vous voulez, vous voulez. Ils veulent. So note, the one stem is used, the first stem is used for the singular forms and the third person plural. The second stem is used for the nous and the vous forms. Same thing happens over here with pouvoir. Je peux, tu peux, il peut. Here we use the pou stem, but we have the consonant nous pouvons, vous pouvez, il peut. Similarly with devoir. Je dois, tu dois, il doit. Nous devons, vous devez, ils doivent. How does this affect the spelling then? Well, along the following lines. First of all, we're going to use the SST form in the singular and obviously the regular on a silent ENT in the plural. But because the stem here is an EU, this EU, in French orthography, generally speaking, cannot be followed by an S, but has to be followed by a silent X. So rather than SST, it ends up being XXT. Je veux, tu veux, il veut, with a T. Same thing will happen with pouvoir, by the way. Nous voulons, vous voulez, ils veulent. Voilà. Similarly, je peux, tu peux, il peut, nous pouvons, vous pouvez, il peut. Now, devoir does not follow the same pattern because the doit, the OI, can be followed by an S. It does not need an X. Je dois, tu dois, il doit, nous devons, vous devez, ils doivent. These three verbs are quite significant and need to be learned, period. They also need to be learned in terms of the stem changes because those stem changes will have impacts in other forms of the verb and other verb tenses and so forth. So they should be attended to. Now the other verbs in this form, group 3, include recevoir, to receive, savoir, to know information, boire, to drink, also venir, to come, tenir, to hold, and mourir, to die. There are a few others that are really of ancient origin, résoudre, valoir, s'asseoir. I'm not even going to go into those because they're so irregular and so relatively unused. Um, but for now, let's do the following. Recevoir. The stem is, or the alternate stem is reçoit. I have to change this up. I'm going to pause and come back.